Welcome to a brand new season of Industry Leaders. You'll meet people with real passion who through dedication and hard work became our industry leaders. They'll share their inspirational stories of resilience and hope as they advance their chosen industry. On this episode, we'll meet a group bringing a new energy and perspective to the word consultancy, plus a business dedicated to helping you navigate the digital marketing wilderness. But first, meet Master Paul, who founded United Taekwondo after his world was shattered through tragedy and adversity. Industry Leaders, brought to you by Annex Media.
Back in 2006, I was with an organisation called Taekwondo, and I was there for 27 years. And for no particular reason, I still don't know why, I was given a letter and it said, "You're nothing to me." At the same time, I didn't get the promotion at work, and Mum passed away from dementia after suffering it for 8 years. So when you think about it, I started my life and looking really good as regional instructor in charge of 9 centres, 300 members, work's going really well, good on sales and everything else, family's happy and all that. And within a couple of months, my life was just shattered and I'm left with 1 centre, 30 members. And so I decided to build an organisation where we build people, not fighters. And now we run 44 centres, about 1,300 members, and teach about 2,000 a week with our school program. We'll do our traditional Taekwondo classes, some school sport, before school, after school programs and all that. We'll do women's self-defense, personal training, and we'll do personal development, which is my little favourite there, because it's like an anti-bullying program for stage 3. We mainly do it in public schools because that's trying to get that 5 to 12-year-olds to come and join, start their life really solid, and then they can make it through life a little bit better. But we do high schools, PCYCs, and community halls. So what we try and do with the Taekwondo is set up a situation where there's trust and cooperation, where there's this environment where people can grow. And therefore, when people see United Taekwondo, when they look at that, they build people, not fighters, because all your signs and symbols have got to point to the same way. And that's how we market. Well, with all the senseless violence in the world, I thought the world could be a better place if we had more respectful and resilient young people. I'll give you an example. When I was over at Carlton Public School, the principal allowed me to do an anti-bullying program. What happened on day 1 was a little boy turned up named Issa. And all it was about was Issa was about me, and no one else. I go first, I get this, I get that. He stayed and came back 5 times. At the 25th lesson, he's standing in my class, we're doing some kicking on the shield. He looks at me, he's like, "You're doing great, you're doing great." Looks to the right, "Come on, lift the knee up. Fantastic, let's go." And he's like running my class. And I turned to the teacher and said, "Who is this?" He said, "Well, this is Issa." And I oh my goodness. So anyhow, when we finished the class, I went up to him and said, "You know, one day I'll thank you." He looked at me, that's a different answer. I said, "What would you like to do?" I said, "Would you like to come and join us?" He said, "I'd love to." About 18 months later, he's in the middle there with about 200 people around him, and I said, "Today's the day." I sat everybody down and I talked about Issa, about how much it was about me. He couldn't care about anybody. I said, that was the old Issa. But the new Issa, Mum and Dad can't believe it, the school can't believe it, and neither will you. And I got him to perform a pattern. When he finished the pattern, 200 people stood up and applauded him. It's just an incredible scene. And I leant forward over to him and I said, "Now that's how you say thank you." Because that's how much it's meant to me. But I can't believe Issa has changed my life because over came the deputy principal for Greenacre and said, "You're coming to my school." And over 4 terms, you know, I taught 18 in the first term, 56, 123, and finally they gave me all of stage 3. And that was what I wanted, because I believe that stage 3, they rule the school. So we went through a whole lot of things, and by the end of the program, we had a 70% reduction in bullying. And that was just unofficial. She came and whispered in my ear, but it made such a difference. Next year, the principal comes along and says, we don't need your services. We have a manageable level of bullying. So I opened a hall in the school. So the kids could still come and see Master Paul. There was so many organisations out there. I see them time and time. Let's go and add poll work. Let's go and add this in because with market share, we'll get market share. I say to them, stop it. What's your name of the business? Taekwondo. Then teach Taekwondo. And actually, when we eventually get the program through Australian Taekwondo, they want to get me a subject matter professional. Right? They want to make me as the professional, right? Because I said to them, the first thing I'm going to teach them is do not teach Taekwondo. Don't go in those schools and teach Taekwondo. Build people, inspire greatness. Because if football goes in there, they teach football, what happens there is that they go out to play football. Soccer's soccer. But when we do our Taekwondo, what is happening is I'm building your confidence so that you'll want to be a champion in football, you'll want to be a champion in soccer. My son's in an under-8 soccer team, okay? Now I don't know anything about soccer. They're losing 8-0, 10-0, 8-0, 10-0. You think this is like a tennis game, right? Halfway through the comp, the coach went to them and said, you're useless, I'm out of here.
Ahead on Industry Leaders, more from United Taekwondo's Master Paul, whose school anti-bullying programs aim to build people, not fighters, and inspire greatness through self-belief, ability and fitness. The Master also reveals his work-life balance secret.
My son's in an under-8 soccer team, okay? Now I don't know anything about soccer. They're losing 8-0, 10-0, 8-0, 10-0. You think this is like a tennis game, right? Halfway through the comp, the coach went to them and said, you're useless, I'm out of here. And we're just standing there thinking, what are you doing? So the parents are going, what are we gonna do? I said, don't worry, I'll coach them. And they're going really excited. I said, how much soccer have you played? And I said, none. Have you ever coached a soccer team before? I said, no. Well, what do you do? I said, win. We played the #1 team, undefeated team, and won 2-1 on our first round. We won every single game to the end of the comp. No team could beat us because we built a team. And this is what United Taekwondo is about. United, very important. One of the instructors in Muscle Book, United was the word. I said, you've got it, you've nailed it. We even say when you go to school and your friend's getting bullied, don't stand in front of him and fight for him. Stand behind him and say, I've got your back. Okay, you're right, off you go. You tell him to stop, I've got your back. If you get in trouble, stand next to them. So now I'm with you. Okay, and that's how you'll make a strong organisation, and that's how you support, that's how you build confidence in people. So I was born in Penshurst in 1961, a little avenue there. I stayed in Penshurst for a lot of my life and all that. The person I'm with now, Kay, she gets to see it. I love her so much. She's my rock. So yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. I have a family of 6 and 5 grandchildren. Professional journey, the first thing I did, I said, I've got to educate myself. So I went off and did a certificate in workplace training assessment, and then I did personal training, and then I thought, if I injure them, so I went and learned remedial massage as well, just so I could fix them up after I taught them. Leave your front foot still. So go back again, change your feet. Do your turning kick. Don't move the foot. You got it? I used to live on $20 a day. Yeah, I'd go down to Chinese. While I was studying all the personal training and all that, I'd have an $8.50 meal, give me like a drink, a soup, and I'd have half the meal for lunch and have the other half for dinner. So I thought to myself, you know what, I think I need to get some income here. So I rang a friend down in Canberra and said, hey, have you got any ideas? And he said, why don't you join the active after school program? So I jumped into the program. I went from there to the part of the active after school program where I taught after schools, and I did that for 8 years. With the instructors, we did about 250 locations and about 7,000 children in martial arts based activities. End up at the end of the program, out of 3,500 people, I came first in New South Wales ACT. So that was a good thing to start and everything else. Every chance you get, give back to the community. Just look around. They had the PCYC where we are today, had doing time to save youth crime. So they would stick you in a jail and dress you up like a criminal, and you're out in the streets and you have a tin to collect money. Well, of course I made some pre-phone calls because unless you make $500, you can't get out of jail, right? So, but the only problem, I was there for a long time because some of the people were paying to keep me in. Yeah, I have beautiful people, you know. So we do that, or you do a cancer fundraiser. Everybody that trains for 1 week with me, I'll donate $10 on their behalf. So over the organisation, 200 people trained, I raised $200 and raised another $3,500, so $5,500. Or you do a fight for life. Look, there's that many things out there that people can be in their leaders. Just look around and use your knowledge and experience in a way to help your community. That's how I see leadership. Oh, work-life balance, put family first. It's easy as that. It's not hard. We do something like 90 hours a week some weeks. It's incredible the hours that my wife and I do. We spend together, but we'll go down to the local for some sausages and salad for lunch and all that. And we'll play cards at night time together. So we're trying to work on, because the business is growing so fast, I think that's been a drama in trying to settle it down. But we've got our daughters coming in and they're helping us now, and I think we'll certainly structure the business so that we will have that little bit of time away and all that together as a family. When Chon Shul Ri kicked me out of Taekwondo, what I believe was I stay with this one master, the Karate Kid thing, you know, stay with the master for life, you know, that's what, and follow his legacy and all that. When he kicked you out, you look back now 10 years, so life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. Look back on your life, you'll see that these things that are tough in your life actually are great, and they're shaping you to actually say, well, I'm gonna do my passion. And you know, like, I listen to Michael Jordan, I listen to all these people, and they don't say they want to be #1 in the world, they want to be the best ever. And I think what I want to do now is I want to be the best inspirational leader ever in the martial arts arena, and I will never stop.
Still to come on Industry Leaders, News Extend's GM Emma Fawcett explores what digital marketing can do for your business to help you smash your business goals online. Don't go away if your business is ready to flex its digital marketing muscle.
Digital marketing is a term that gets thrown around a lot. At News Extend, we just think of digital marketing as marketing that uses digital technologies and platforms. So it might be things like Google search engine marketing, social media advertising, things like Facebook. It can involve creating websites for customers, doing their call tracking, things like live chat on their website, and a whole host of other things. I'm the General Manager of the News Extend business. That means I'm responsible for setting the strategic direction of the business and making sure that all the teams within the business, from sales to operations, production and logistics, all work together seamlessly to deliver the best customer outcome.
I'm the Head of Digital Business Development for News Extend, and what that means is my job is to figure out what's next for News Extend and develop our business. One thing that's changed dramatically in the last probably 10 or 15 years has been going online versus living online. I still remember when I used to come home from uni and go online. Now online is in our pockets every day. The rise in the amount of time that Australians spend online makes it really tricky for small to medium businesses. You know, it's not only about where do you reach them or at what time or with what message, it's also on what channel. So that's one thing that News Extend really helps with, is to simplify that. You know, all we need a small business to know is what they want to achieve. And then we have a team of experts that deliver that for them from a digital marketing perspective.
We've found that most business owners are great at what they do. They might be great accountants or great plumbers or great at selling things, but what most of them actually aren't that good at is marketing and selling their business. So that's where we come in. News Extend's key point of differences is not something that we spend a lot of time thinking about. However, our customers tell us that they get superior results from their campaigns with us versus others. I like to think that's because of our best-in-breed technology and the fact that we employ the best people around. Our service offering is also something that sets us apart. Customer NPS, or our Customer Net Promoter Score, is something that is a key business benchmark for us. It's quite high for our industry, and we pride ourselves on delivering that superior service.
News Extend started in 2014. It was kind of developed out of it being, you know, News Corp had a relationship with tens of thousands of small businesses across Australia. But what these businesses were telling us was that what we offered them in terms of marketing solution was no longer a complete solution, that we were missing things like direct response digital like Facebook and Google. So News Extend started as myself and one other person, and a bunch of post-it notes and a business plan, and kind of developed out from there. Actually, I started at News about 10 years ago, had absolutely no intention. I'd done a marketing degree in tourism and I was going to work at Tourism Australia. And I was actually working in a call centre selling wine after, you know, that kind of Euro trip that you take after uni, and called somebody who was a leader here at News Corp at the time, and she was like, I'm not going to buy you wine, but do you want a job at News Corp? And 10 years later, here I am.
I was hell-bent on being an architect when I was younger. I absolutely was not planning to end up in the media. I grew up in a typical Australian family in suburban Melbourne, where I still live to this day, right by the beach. Interestingly enough, my parents worked in a news agency, so I spent a lot of time in the back room of a news agency playing with the lotto rolls. Spending those weekends in the back of the news agency kind of helped create my empathy for small business owners, because they're wearing so many hats, and often, you know, they're trying to integrate family life into that as well. News Extend's plans for the future are still somewhat forming. We are an agile business that is always adapting to customer needs, and I guess those change as small businesses change and grow. I do know that whatever we do in future, it will be directed by our customers. We have built a very deep understanding of SMBs over the last 5 years and the challenges they face, and we're looking to move beyond marketing services potentially to solving cash flow problems or hiring problems or other problems that businesses might have.
We started as a startup business back in 2014, and we haven't lost that mentality 5 years on. We still really strive for continuous improvement. We make really bold decisions, and we're okay with the fact that sometimes those things fail, and that doesn't stop us from being curious about what's next and what else, and being brave enough to make the decisions towards improving our business.
Stay tuned to Industry Leaders for approachable, fun, straight talkers who'll find the best possible solutions to your business's greatest challenges. Pollen Consulting Group CEO Paul Eastwood set up his company to remove the hoops customers jump through.
set up Pollen Consulting Group really because I'd been in consultancy for over a decade and I got bored of it, and I'd realised the way that people used to do consultancy was, I think, going out of fashion. I think, you know, businesses with big structures and lots of different levels and lots of different job titles, just people really realised they were no longer paying for the service they were getting, and they were paying for all this infrastructure that big consultancies needed to operate. And we thought there was a different way of doing that. We thought there was a lot more personal way of delivering consultancy services in a much flatter organisation, and that's really what drove me to set it up. The idea that we could deliver a product and our senior people in our business could do more of the delivery than less. Having a flat organisation in Pollen Consulting means that the client can engage with the people doing their work directly. There's not lots of hoops for them to jump through, there's not lots of hoops for us to jump through. We get into clients' businesses, we find the right people to work with, and we deliver results with them and not for them. And I think that's really what makes us different. So when we set up Pollen Consulting in August 2016, we set it up really focused on a sector. So our sector is FMCG and the sporting sectors around that. So everything that happens inside a manufacturing business is an area where we work with our clients. That was where we started. And what happened over time is we recognised that engineering was a key area of expertise that within the food industry was really important, particularly capital investments. So when people are building new factories or buying new machines to make new lines, the engineering expertise is needed to really help identify what equipment, the cost to do that, and ensure it's designed the right way.
What's really exciting about Pollen is we have a high dynamic, intellectual, strong team, which they have a can-do attitude and they're eager to learn. So for me to come in as a more senior person, that's really nice to see, working with younger folks to help them and support them in their personal development and growth.
Got a good group of young, intelligent people. My experience in other places is, you know, you come into quite a hierarchical structure and you're there just to get the job done. You know, one of the things that's nice here is that, you know, we all get together and help each other out and kind of work as more of a team.
If there's ever been a moment where I've thought, you know, I'm kind of bored in my role or I'd like something different, because each day and each project kind of brings new challenges, and with that a new set of clients, and then the way that we work within our team as well, we're always working in different teams.
I was brought up in a probably working class town in the north of England, a place called Pontefract, which had a coal mine. The values that people have there are incredible. You know, you can go into the pub on a Friday and you could have somebody who owns a huge business there having a beer with the guy who works down the mine, and they get along and they talk and they respect each other. And to me, bringing them values into the workplace was really important. I was a keen soccer player, and the one bit that I bring from that is you know, you can have 11 people on a soccer pitch and you can have 11 leaders. Just because one person's got a captain's armband on doesn't really make him any different to anybody else. And actually, the best teams are the ones where they don't just look to one person, they look to multiple people. I think my favourite days in consultancy are when I'm going in to talk about a new problem. When somebody rings me up and asks me a question about maybe something that I don't already know the answer to, and even I'm going to have to go and talk to people and understand the different ways that we can look at this problem. I set myself challenges in my life outside of work to keep the balance. My next challenge, which is an Ironman in 2019, and I have 6 months to learn how to swim because currently I can't swim. I think the person that really inspired me the most was when I set the business up in 2016, my wife, which was literally a month after we got married, I told her we were going to quit and start a business. We want to make a difference in the industry, and we don't want to make a difference in the industry just in Australia. We think we can do that on a global footprint. We think we've got a formula that works, so we're currently working through how we grow globally, potentially with the first moves into UK and Europe happening within the next sort of 12 months, and then America quickly after that.